our series, our ongoing series that we have going on here. It's series 2, episode 4 of the CQQC podcast. My name is Gabe, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Nate and Brian. And we're gonna get this episode rolling. So we have two special guests with us today. We're continuing, like I said, our University Executive Roundtable series. This is our 4th episode with Carleton and UdeM. Now they're known as the Flamingos. So we have Darren Bell and Mark Evrad on. How's it going, guys?
Nice.
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Awesome. So we'll get started with, like I said, a brief intro. So just kind of introduce yourself, where you're from, how many years you've been playing Quidditch, just to get everyone gets to know you. That's like our listeners. So we'll start with Darren.
All right. So, hi, I'm Darren. I come from a small farming town in Greenbank of about like 500 people, just like 10 minutes north of Port Perry, or like around like Oshawa, Whitby sort of area. I've been playing Quidditch for 2 years now. I've played for mainly the Carleton Ravens last year as my first year, and then this year as an assistant coach and VP of social. This past year, I also got the chance to play for Waterloo for one tournament for nationals last year. And then I got to play Raiders last summer. Brian representing us today.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. All of us are wearing our like jerseys for like a CFL draft edition, because this will be released later, but tonight that we're recording it. It's a CFL draft, so I'm rocking the Canadian jersey. Mark's got the classic Alouettes jersey there. And we got the Leafs there, the Blackhawks, and we got the Raiders for MLQ represent. So
my old Dion Phaneuf jersey is disappeared somewhere. Knockoff Dion Phaneuf jersey. So yeah, I don't know where that's. I stuck to Quidditch.
I forgot Dion Phaneuf existed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Mark, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone. My name is Mark. So I come from France originally. So I'm in Canada for like almost 3 years, and I started Quidditch in 2017 at UdeM, where I was a student there. And now I am the vice president and speaking captain for the Montreal Flamingos Quidditch Club, which is pretty much the graduated version of UdeM. So that's what I do for Quidditch, pretty much. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's awesome. It's a great start. So yeah, awesome. That's what we usually just do. That just to kind of get to know everyone, and so our viewers kind of know who we're talking with. So we'll move into our main discussion now. Then, so like I said, our discussion is going to be University Quidditch Executive Roundtable, as we're calling it. So we have different discussion points we go through. The first one we want to go through is just a generic outline, I guess, of the executive operation. So how does the executive system at your school, and in case of Mark, you can talk about, I don't know if, were you part of the exec at the time when they had it at UdeM or no?
Yeah, I was part of the executive from 2018 until now. So I was in the exec team when we decided to disband. I don't know if it's a good term, to disband from UdeM.
Yeah, okay. So we can like briefly talk a little bit about that when we get to that. So just in general, like what the sort of system looks like, roles and responsibilities, different positions that are involved in exec, and then just kind of if there's it's an election process. I know some of the schools you talk to, they have connections with athletic services, and they kind of have a like hiring service or there's like process they go through. So just kind of briefly go through that real quickly. We'll start with Mark, if you want to go first, just talk a little bit about maybe like UdeM, and then I guess how you kind of transition with the Flamingos too.
Yeah. So when I arrived, the UdeM club was like well established. We were not like a varsity sport team like just like the Caravans for the UdeM or for the Quidditch example, like Queens can be. We were not we were just like a club, not just like chess club, music club, every club in the UNIV. So we were not as closely followed by the university, which means like we were allowed to receive players from other universities, which is why I always called UdeM more of an hybrid team, which helped us transition from UdeM to Flamingos. So when I arrived, we were the executive team was bigger. we had president, 2 vice presidents, treasurer. Is that the good term?
Yep.
And secretary. And when I took the position on the exec, I went straight into vice president, and we were pretty much just like 2, maybe 3, depending on the situation on the exec team. So my president Juliette and I were both in charge of the funds of the team. Juliette was more, even though she was the president, she was more on the school side of things, while I was more, and still is, more on Quidditch Canada side of things. So in the end, and now with the Flamingos, we are pretty much a 2-headed monster. 3 if we include Amlin, who is our head coach. But aside from that, that's pretty much how we work, and we're still working now. So 2 and 3 people officially on executive, but in the end, pretty much everyone helps whenever way they can. When it's like organizing a party, or showing up for practices and doing stuff extra for practices, it's pretty much everyone doing stuff now.
So I just want to quickly clarify with like the coach. So you said Amlin's the coach, right? So is he part of exec as well? And is there more than one captain or coach, or do you guys just have the one?
No, Amlin is coach because it pretty much came naturally, and now aside from captain, I am the speaking captain more in a way as I am. The most seasoned ref on the team,
right.
So it's more that it's like why I am the captain of the team, or because I don't want to say that I know the rules more than my teammates.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But since I'm an AR, an SR, and I failed my HR test, so that gives I'm more understanding of the rules and how the works of the referee works. But if I'm not here, there's a lot of players who can take my captaincy. Felix, Amna, Michael, a lot of players can take my captaincy if you want to. So I don't know. It's almost a sharing captaincy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, me and Nate both played with Amlan at TC East for Pan Ams, and I think when we play with him, I think one thing you really saw was just kind of he's like a ball of energy, and you obviously need different leaders in different things.
Yeah.
So if you want someone lead practice or get people pumped up, Flamingos have that, or even UdeM before had that in spades. But you can really see it personified with him.
We pretty much kept the same DNA from UdeM
exactly.
to Flamingos. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So what about you, Darren? So how does things work with Carleton's exec?
Okay. So for the Carleton exec, we have 5 different positions on the exec board, or 5 official positions. We do the 5, or we usually stick with an uneven number just when it comes to votes or anything, just so that there's no ties on votes for certain decisions. So we have president, vice president, VP finance, VP social, and head coach. For our head coach is the only one that's on the board. The head coach can have multiple assistant coaches underneath, so they can have as many as they want. They can structure their assistant coaches as many as they so wish or so desire, but only the head coach is among the exec board. We hold ours are how our positions run in we get elected for them at the end of each season to plan over the summer, and then to start at the beginning of the fall and to continue. So I just got elected as president of the Carleton Ravens this year, and so we've already started planning for fundraising and for Frosh Weekend to try to bring in more players for this year. President basically just does everything, plans tournaments, make sure everybody does their job properly. Vice president goes into if they need how we run our vice president is that if anybody needs any help, they help them out on that type of on whatever event they're trying to run, or if they need help with talking to somebody or talking to teammates, the vice president is there. They're the one who get their hands in and nitty gritty. For our VP finance, their main job is for fundraising, and to make sure that people are making their payments. And then VP social, all of our social gatherings are under their umbrella. And then head coach obviously just runs the team, makes the lines, and then at the beginning of the year creates the team, like the competitive roster and the practice roster.
I have one question to ask. So,
Yep.
How is the relationship of the team with the athletic department of Carleton University? Like, is there financial support that you guys get or anything like that?
So actually, there is no support that we get from the university at all. We are registered as a club, even though we have. Funny thing is, we've applied to be a competitive team for Carleton, but we have been denied several times. The Yu-Gi-Oh team has been seen as a competitive team, though. So we've been beat out by the Yu-Gi-Oh club. So we don't get any funding from that, and therefore, since we're an athletic university, there's a lot of athletic teams in use of the equipment that is being used. So like field time, we don't get any of that. So we have to practice we can't practice on university soil, like on university grounds. We have to practice in a nearby park right across from the university, where the mud pits were actually, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually there, but I keep getting told about the mud pits.
Worst tournament. In terms of the environment, not the how it was run.
Yeah. But whenever we hold Ravens Rumble, where that tournament is, that's where we practice. So equipment, we pay for it ourselves. We use I think Nathan, when you were with us last year for a little bit, you saw the equipment that we have. So we don't use rentals. We buy our own, and we've used the same equipment for a few years, but there's very limited that we get from the university. We only get a booth at the expo at the beginning of the year, and that's all we really get from the university.
Wow, that's shocking.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's been other schools that like have had like somewhat similar situations, but like the fact that a Yu-Gi-Oh club is deemed higher status than a full contact sport is mind-boggling to me. But that's good. That's the whole point of like the conversation. Hopefully, we can help you guys out with what we see from other schools and kind of push Carleton to be like, hey, like it's not a joke. So that's
Okay.
Hey,
go ahead.
We won't expose it like that, but no, that's fair. Like I know that with like Queens, we never had anything like they were very strict about the logo, and we never had like any situation similar to that. But we weren't able to actually use the Queens like the jerseys you see now until 2 years ago, because we've been in the same sort of like situation you guys have been in. We're trying to push for that like university recognition from the athletic department. We've been like under the student union, kind of like what Mark was saying with the UdeM. So it's
right.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's an uphill battle, but
I know. We had a similar thing with the whole logo. Like the Griffin that we talked about it with Michael, but like I think the year or two before, like me and him had both joined, but like there's a very specific set of colors or color combinations so that little Griffin has to be, and it was just like gray and like at the bottom of like the back. And apparently that was like flagged when the university found out, so they had to change jerseys for the next year. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so it's stuff like that that's like it's interesting, but like it's all different across with everyone. So yeah.
That's just kind of issues that we've had so far, and I think because they haven't because they're not as involved with our club as other clubs, they just haven't noticed really, or they haven't caught on. So we use our own bird logo. As a major.
Sure. One other thing I wanted to kind of go into was the travel. So like, how do you guys organize travel for tournaments then? If you guys don't get like you're not like fully for like under like athletics umbrella kind of thing.
Is that a question for Carleton as well?
Yeah, sorry. I'll kind of add on, then I'll move on to because you've kind of already touched on the main points of this one, but just like in general, like what do you guys do for travel?
Yeah, we carpool. So what we do is we get rentals as well. So if you're old enough on the team, you would pay for a rental, and then we split the cost of the gas, and then we try to reimburse the person for the rental of the car for the tournament.
So do you guys have to like fill out any forms or anything like that, or can you guys just like carpool on your own because you're not recognized underneath? So it's like kind of like you guys are associated with Carleton, but you almost operate more as like almost like a community team in a sense because you don't have
Exactly.
To okay.
Yeah, we operate more like a community team where we just basically just use the name Carleton and we take the students from Carleton, but we operate more as a community team on the exec stage.
Okay, that's fair. All right, awesome.
That sounds like UdeM from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that we can get to the point of like Guelph or Queens. I'm really hoping we can get there.
Yeah, and I think you guys will. I think it'll like you guys have the right, like exactly, you guys will figure it out. But no, that's like it's very, that's kind of why we wanted to have like, you guys on as well, because you guys, there's similarities in terms of like what like UdeM was kind of, I think from what my understanding, what UdeM was going through.
Right.
And I think like it's an interesting take to switching to going full, because there is benefits for sure of having a full community team, but I can understand in terms of like you want to be associated with the university, you want to represent your school, like I don't know, like you know what I mean. So
yeah,
there's pros and cons to both. So we'll move on to Mark then. In terms of so I guess you can kind of talk about both perspectives, Mark, in terms of what UdeM kind of provided for you guys, both in like logos. I'm assuming you guys were allowed to use logos for UdeM, but
so we had we actually have a logo for UdeM. Where is it? On that side, we have the official like club logo for UdeM. So it's not the Caravans logo, which is
perfect.
the free stuff, but
the three hoops.
The shield on the right arm,
right.
With Quidditch written. So this was allowed by UdeM.
Okay.
But I don't know if it is the same for Carleton, but for UdeM, each year we had to pay in order to be a registered club. I don't know if it's the same for Carleton or for any other teams. No. So
No.
we had to. So, and that point was one of the points which gave us thinking last season before transitioning into Flamingos. We're like, so we are paying a certain amount each year. We have a booth at the university fair at the beginning of the year. We had every 2 years one participation in a halftime show of the Caravans game. Yes, but in the end we were more like we didn't recruit as much because as much communication we didn't get enough players from UdeM, which is why we also get a lot of players from outside UdeM, whichever was non-students or students from other universities, and therefore all of this pretty much gave us the ingredients into leaving UdeM in order to go full community, because we were pretty much operating in a community stuff, and we were just like ended up paying just for getting these colors, the name, and but that's my point of view. But I know that some talks about the community team in Montreal were already in talks when I arrived. So that stuff was before, but I don't think it involved like UdeM transitioning. But in the end, that's what happened.
That's fair. So did you, like, when you guys paid the club fee, other than the jersey, do you guys get like discounts in terms of like?
No, the jersey. The jersey. We were paying in order to be registered. The jerseys, the jersey design, the jersey making, it was all on us.
Oh, okay.
So
the only thing you're really getting out of it is the name, and then everything else you're doing it for yourself. So
that's that's why transitioning from UdeM to Flamingos didn't cost us much in terms of organization and stuff, and Quidditch stuff, because and we just rebranded ourselves pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
And so aside from buying a whole new set of jerseys and designing jerseys and new logo, we were the same. We even kept the same accounts. So
Nice.
There you go. That makes sense. That's awesome. Okay. So we'll transition then, and it's kind of related to the same topic, but it's more so like retention and recruitment is what we call it. So basic. I mean, especially for university teams, recruitment's the essence of it because we're students first. So obviously we're always funneling through graduates and all that kind of stuff. So we always have to be kind of replenishing the ranks of the team, if you will. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll start with you, Darren. What did you guys do in terms of or what do you guys do in terms of recruitment? I know you mentioned doing like the club fairs and all that kind of stuff. So what do you guys do? Obviously, I guess like the club fairs is huge. Like orientation week is huge for like every university. But maybe like kind of speak to what you guys do, maybe especially in the winter when there's not as many tournaments. What you guys kind of do there to try to keep recruitment or interest up, and then even into the summer as well. You're kind of mentioning you guys are doing a lot of work now with the team. But what are some of the strategies kind of that you guys use to recruit and then even retain players as well?
Yeah, of course. So at the beginning of the year, during the first week or frosh week, during fall orientation, we have the university holds an expo, which is basically like all the clubs for like 6 hours or whatever time they set aside for us. They put us into the indoor soccer field and they set up tables for us, and you just pitch your tent, give your speech, try to recruit as many people as you can by getting signatures and whatnot, email them later, and then that's it. That's it for that's the amount of time that is given. There are options in order to like set up a booth outside of those times where if say a club missed the expo or missed registration, they can set up throughout the campus and try to recruit students that way. But for the main part, during the first fall orientation, it's that one main expo to recruit as many players as we can. As we get into like the later terms, in past years, like in my first year, there wasn't a whole bunch that was done to keep the recruitment coming. It was mainly from that first pool that kind of went forward. My exec now, we're trying to come up with ideas to keep that going. We did have the Ravens Rumble, except we didn't have that this year, unfortunately. We did use Ravens Rumble as more of like if people are interested in the sport at least. They can kind of take a look at it at the beginning of the year and then see if they want to continue into the winter. But we want to add more onto that in coming years, especially the next 2 seasons, which are very crucial for the survival of Quidditch at Carleton, because we're getting to that point. When it came into winter, in order to retain players, we lost a lot of players because of course, we're not really supported by the university. We had no time to practice indoors, so we were all outdoors. So we had a lot of injuries that way. A lot of our female players, especially my rookie year, went off with knee injuries due to slipping on ice or twisting their knee when they went like a foot deep in the snow and then twisted and tried to pivot. So we lost to people that way. So something that I did this year as the assistant coach was that I brought, we are given access as students, because it's in our tuition, to the public gym that's held at the university. So I brought practices indoors, and we were given access to the pool and stuff. So to try to retain players and try to keep our numbers up during the winter season for practices, I gave people fitness schedules that we could go on, and then instead of practices, we went into the gym and worked on specific muscle groups depending on your position. And then we also like went into the pool sometimes, and then we had fun activities like we went out and we skated on the canal, trying to utilize like what's around us. So we did sort of fun things that way to try to work on our cardio. Basically, just trying to keep everybody as happy as possible to retain numbers.
Yeah, just to make a quick note about that, because I remember I attended a few of the practices you guys had in the winter during your rookie year, and I know what it's like, yeah, to like run through the snow.
Yeah, because it's a public field, right? It's not compact.
Yeah, so like it's not shoulder or anything as well. So yeah, definitely be dangerous. But I like how you guys implement like different, or like you started implementing like different programs, not necessarily like related to Quidditch, but like just fitness and like athletic programs, like skating on the canal. Definitely a good way to kind of like build camaraderie with the group, with the team, and as well get like your physical exercise as well, and just way to hang out. So like how you guys implemented that and kind of made the effort to make use of the resources you guys were able to get with the school, with like the public gym and the swim pool as well. So I think pretty good stuff there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. Because we tried to do something similar too with Queens, and like, obviously like we're different positions, but that's awesome. I think part of it too is just kind of, and it'll come with time. Like I think Brian, the best quote of it is like where Quidditch is growing, it's aging. So as we get older with Quidditch, we'll eventually start seeing more of the like the programming and strength and conditioning and that kind of stuff. Right now, like it's more just trying to get people to practice, just play the sport more, and then once everyone starts getting that opportunity to, and like just like have like this like equal facilities and opportunities to play the sport, then it'll kind of shift more towards more programming of like strength and conditioning and stuff like that. But that's cool, because I think especially in the winter, it's really tough. Like you said, I think other than Guelph, I think every single school struggles with getting indoor facilities, which makes it really difficult to like practice and whatnot. So that's awesome. So we'll kind of switch to Mark then. So what do you guys do? Like what did you guys do? I guess at UDM, and then I guess even more so, what did you guys do with like the Flamingos? How do you guys kind of keep players like within the community? Like where do you guys play? Do you guys play in like a city park, or like where do you guys kind of practice in the fall? And how do you guys approach recruitment?
When I was in UdeM, so when I first arrived, so for the first week, from Fresh Week, I think. I don't know the English term for that.
Yeah.
Fresh Week?
Yep.
Okay. And so it was a lot of activities and stuff. And when I first arrived, so since I was in foreign students batch, but it was an association called UdeM. UdeM, pardon. Why this is why I'm saying it in English anyway. Where a certain player well known within Quidditch community called Riti was there, and he was promoting Quidditch there, and so I went, and so I went there. A lot of people showed up. At first I thought it was like, I was like, what is this joke? It's Quidditch. What is this? 3 years later, I'm talking with you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, so pretty much we had an open practice and discovery session for all UdeM students, and then we had open practices with the forum as well. So that ran for in 2017 when I arrived, in 2018 for my second year. In 2019, when we changed to Flamingos, we had a different strategy. We relied way more on communication. So through our Facebook page, we said, yeah, we are training in that park at that day at that time. We posted in a lot of Facebook groups from other universities like Concordia, UQAM, ETS. We kept from McGill, of course. McGill has their own players, and we didn't want to step on their field, obviously. And even for foreign workers, like people who are like on working holiday visa, would like, hey, if you want to try Quidditch, why be in Canada? Why don't you try it? So that was more our strategy for 2019. And when it comes to retaining players, at UdeM we had a lot of troubles about this, because pretty much linked to what I was in when I arrived. I was foreign student, and a lot of players that we recruited that year were also French, and so foreign students. But while I was staying for 2 years with the idea of staying there after and starting my life here, a lot of players were like, just no, we are just here for 1 year, then we go back to France. So retaining those new players were tough, especially with the older players, older Quebec players who were like retiring one by one. Fun fact though, we have one player that we recruited in 2017, same year as me. His name is Kélian, who is now an alternate for Team France for the upcoming World Cup. So for 2021, I guess now.
Oh,
no.
Canada's got a sleeper agent.
But we were supposed to have one former player in France playing for France now, so it was quite good. But yeah, so retaining players and with, as Darren said, winter, with no indoor facilities, so training in the snow is not quite good. So if we had to do stuff, it was like at home alone. So, and we did less, and we were less structured than Carleton on that side of things. But in the end, we're like smaller group, but it didn't change much about what DNA as a team what we had. So yeah, it didn't change that much.
Let me know if there's any like trigger words that I can use on that France player to like activate something that I can take control of or play them in World Cup.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, if there's any like,
I love that.
if
Just
there's
some
any
like
secret
Winter Soldier
words that you guys told them while training that person, like, let me know just so that like I can say that word and they just like go under or something, just so I could like use that in World Cup.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Can I ask Mark a question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mark, I know here we do have like there are indoor facilities around here, but the thing that mainly stops us is cost. Like we don't have the funding. I'm wondering if at UdeM, if there was an indoor facility, but it was the cost, like it might cost like
same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
We did one practice at one college. I can't remember the costs. I can't remember how much it cost because that was Juliette who was doing that stuff. Yeah, but the other problem, but as you said, we could have used the indoor facilities at UdeM. The problem is, since UdeM, we were just like half players from UdeM and half players outside.
Right.
Let's say half of the team were not allowed within the indoor facilities, or unless they had to pay extra, while us were just like given free entrance for the main stuff. So we can't even if we wanted to practice inside the sports facility at UdeM, half of the team wasn't allowed. So we said no, we don't do that.
Okay. A follow-up question was after that. You said that you that people that were students of UdeM had access to the field. Is that access to the field or to like the gym
equipment, pool? Yeah,
oh,
okay. Not field.
Okay, so then it's the same as Carleton.
Yeah,
as well.
it's same as Carleton. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. So I got lots of notes here. That's great. I think hopefully we got some viewers that are taking a lot of it away from this too. But we'll kind of switch into our last sort of main topic, I guess, of the main discussion, which is tournament hosting. So obviously this is another huge one for Quidditch Canada as a whole. I think like the main consensus, I guess, from a lot of the other teams is we want to see more tournaments, but how do we implement those tournaments? How do we get more games in general is just what I think everyone wants, really. And for the most part, I mean, some people kind of have preference for practices over games, but we'll kind of get to that. So in terms of hosting tournaments, obviously we know the Ravens Rumble. I think UdeM did host a couple tournaments.
We were hosting, and we still is with the Flamingos, one co-hosting with McGill one tournament officially. Yeah. And usually we UdeM and Flamingos was supposed to have it this year. The Montreal Fantasy in late May. But
yeah. So you guys do have experience hosting tournaments, which is perfect. So we want to kind of ask you guys, I guess, what sort of things would you want to see or like need to see in some cases in order to host tournaments? So would you like to see more support from QC? Obviously, QC is doing a fantastic job to shout out them for putting out like videos and resources about how to organize tournaments. Would you guys want to see more of that? Would there just need to be more like school funding? Obviously, both schools, it was like, just having more funding would be a huge thing. Or would it be more community support? So would it mean kind of reaching out to Ottawa area or Montreal area to get kind of more community support to facilities or just like support from people in general to kind of hype it up so that you guys are able to raise the funds to organize those things? What would you guys want to see?
Is it all right if I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. So one thing that I really want to, I think that what QC has been doing so far by posting all the videos on how to like keep players and to recruit players is absolutely phenomenal. I love that. One thing that, if it's possible, that might happen is that if there was some sort of rewards program, because I think that that QC could have, not necessarily financially, because I know that we're not in a state as like the States or something where we can contribute like huge amounts of funding for programs, but maybe if say to promote teams to try to hold more tournaments, even smaller tournaments, or to even go to out in their community to kind of raise awareness, like go to like a nearby school. Like here at Carleton, we have a few like nearby high schools that we could go to. If you just to get it out in the community and to get the word out, maybe QC could have like a few volunteers to hold like a workshop. It's like, hey, you hold a tournament, we'll hold a workshop with your team. Something that makes it seem like it's there's some sort of worth to come out of holding a tournament. That there's something more than just all the stress of planning and all the payments they have to make in order to get like medical and all that. That there's something at the end of it that you can. It's like, yeah, yes, I'm doing all this work right now, but in the long term, this is going to make my team better because of what we might get at the end. Just to try to encourage more teams to plan more tournaments, and they don't necessarily need to be big tournaments. This is kind of something may or may not happen, but I want to try to hold smaller tournaments, almost like a North tournament between us, Ottawa U, McGill, and Flamingos. Just something really small, like in between the four of us, just to try to get more. Just to try to get more games out, because I feel if we get more games out, we'll attract more players because it seems more official.
That's awesome. Yeah, we've definitely kind of talked about like especially with the whole. I think we kind of lean towards it's almost like it's not really a joint practice, but in a way it kind of is, where you have like those little scrimmages between the teams, and we definitely discussed that, and there's definitely some benefits to that. So that's awesome. What about you, Mark? What do you?
The idea of Darren was excellent because especially with the organizing smaller tournaments with closer distances between teams. The only thing I would have added is I would have added Queens maybe.
Yeah.
Since Queens, especially if we do the tournament in Ottawa, Kingston from to Ottawa is not that far.
No, it's not.
May be a little farther if it's in Montreal, of course. But yeah, an idea like that, I'm pretty much down for it. I don't know if you're doing that in Ottawa with the Ottawa, but I know that usually once a year we are doing like a joint practice / series of games with McGill and CQQC. Usually once a year, usually in October. So yeah, the more tournaments we can do, the more it is. But of course, there's all that planning side, which we have to take into account, obviously. Or maybe if we do more tournaments, like the idea you said of smaller teams, it's smaller tournaments. Or even like just doing like one official like super series with McGill, CFQC, Flamingos. One day we're doing a super series, two games each, two games for each team. You with Carleton and you Ottawa maybe. So it's easier to organize, especially when teams are in the same city.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can, maybe that kind of idea may just help getting more tournaments and more people and more visibility to teams and players. So yeah, but at this point, maybe any idea is welcome at this point.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I like to add that was a really good point where it's just like it doesn't need to be like an official tournament where it takes like 2 days. You could just have like 1 day of full day of Quidditch. Like you travel there in the morning, take 2 hours to drive there, or or wherever your respective area is. You play Quidditch in the afternoon until the evening, and then you drive back home. So you don't need to plan on places to stay. It saves teams money, and so you can play more and not have to spend near as much.
And I think one thing I want to point out, like we've talked about this whole Super Series idea before, and I think it's a very like good idea because it obviously works with MLQ. But I think one thing that, like you just pointed out, Mark, I think we all think MLQ 3 games, like against each team, you play 6. That's great. That is a lot for 1 day, and that's why it's usually broken up into 2 days for MLQ. You can make it a 2-game series. Like there's no reason that it can't be like that's perfectly fine. So like you can kind of make it still possible and have that same kind of structure, but you just cut off that second day and just be like, yep, we don't need that. So yeah, it's definitely a solid idea with that.
Awesome. It's good. Did you guys? I guess we'll kind of like just quickly because we usually do like a question at the end before we get into like the fun game part there. But quickly, I just want to ask you guys. So if you guys could see one thing or have one thing happen for your team, what would that one thing be? So whether it's more practice time, like we said, more tournaments, more games in general. Would you rather have that, or would you have, like I said? So would you rather have more practice time or more like games or tournaments in general? Or is it just more resources? So like I said, like financing, like what, if there was one thing that you could have to improve Carleton and to improve Montreal Flamingos, what would that like one thing be for your club?
Do I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, maybe having an actual flamingo on the pitch would be nice. No, joke aside, I would say maybe a little more tournaments, but smaller tournaments and closer tournaments, because in a way it would not, affect our funds too much, as Darren said. If it's just like a one day trip, we leave at 6, arrive at 8 a.m. in Ottawa, play until like 2 or 3 p.m., and then go back to Montreal, or if we want to stay, of course, to stay and have fun on a Saturday night. Yeah, yeah, but that's a good idea. But yeah, maybe a little more smaller tournaments, maybe more joint practices. With all of that, the thing that will come from it is more visibility, and with visibility, more players, and with more players, then more funding, because we have a bigger team to build around and to do stuff with, like Harry Potter themed parties or stuff maybe. So I think it's kind of greening gears.
Yeah.
Kind of gear on one thing taking on the other, and all of the consequences, good consequences of course, that comes with it. So yeah, I would say maybe more smaller tournaments, and of course more mileage for rookie players, which improves their skills and experience of the game.
Yeah. I would have to say I would have to go the exact same route. I think everything that Mark said is bang on, like hit the nail on the head. I think in terms of for us, yes, resources, like if we could get with the university, that would be golden. But I think having more tournaments would bring in more players, because at the beginning of this year we had enough recruits. Just to put into perspective, we had about 21 recruits on the how-to day. We had 14 going into regionals. Of our team, we had 21 recruits, not even like the full team. We had them for the how-to. So if we really wanted to, we could have made a second team.
I remember we played against you at regionals. The two smallest roster playing each other last game of day one.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the slowest game I've ever played, but it was one of the funniest games I've ever played.
I was writing an exam, so I just finished my exam, and then I started watching like the live stream, and I was just watching it. I was just having such a blast, because I was like looking at it like, wow, this is kind of funny. Because I remember watching Carleton and Manatees earlier in the day, and it was like it was like night and day, because you could tell, like I could tell my teammates were so tired. I came for day 2, but I couldn't be there for day 1. But yeah, sorry, going back to the point, I get off track very easily. But we lost a lot of those players. Only 2 of those 21 came back, due to one, we mentioned about costs, because a lot of those people came in, because a lot of people, when they came in, they thought, oh, it's Quidditch, it's something fun to like play on the side, almost like it's something that they thought was like free to play. So I understand that aspect, but they also, by some other people that I talked to, didn't think that they came into it from a professional sports like aspect, like they were on varsity hockey teams like in their high school, but they didn't do varsity like in university, and they came in and they didn't see it as like a professional sort of sport because of how many games there were in our schedule, because we released the schedule to them. Or we told them about it, and they didn't see it as something worth all the time that they would put into the practice. So I think more tournaments would prove to both the university and to our fellow recruits that this is a sport, like this is a competitive sport, and I think the resources will come after that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's part of the reason why I originally had the idea of the Super Series when I was talking with Nate and just kind of going over it. Just that exact point, exactly how you said it. Just having a set schedule where you have tournaments already in place so that you can keep recruits engaged. Like you know what you're training for. So you're not just practicing for fun, because like there are those people that can do that. I know personally that I struggled with it, but thankfully my first year we had a ton of tournaments, so it worked for me. But we don't always, because tournaments are difficult to organize in some situations. It can be difficult to keep those people involved, which sucks. But hopefully we can change that in years to come. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, so I think we'll kind of transition then into our final segment here. I think this is what everyone's waiting for. So this is we call our chill vibes only segment. Being that we're all Ottawa Otters, this is kind of like a fun segment we like to put together. So as you can see there, Brian is holding up our draft board. So we have started the QC money game. It was originally started with MLQ. We've kind of put our own spin on it. So it's with QC athletes. But today, because it is a CFL draft, we are going to do the same idea, but with a draft twist on it. So Brian, if you want to kind of explain your board there really briefly so we can get going.
So I'm going to throw this up on screen for now. And you might see it in the corner. I'm going to try and do an overlay later for everyone to see who's watching this. That'll make it a little bit easier, but we'll be kind of working off this board. We'll be doing a snake draft. So you go down one side and you work your way across and you just kind of reverse the order back and forth to make it fair. But the rules are you have $21. We have our money game, I guess, board that I'll throw on screen now. And then from there, you basically have assigned value for each player. You have to work within a $21 budget and fill out a full 7-person line while considering gender rules. And every player can only be picked once. And because of this is my board that I use typically for drawing up plays or strategy for myself. The fifth line is randomly highlighted, and that I decided to make use of. So we're going to have a special round, and Mark, you're going to go first, and you are going to tell Gabe, as Mark has the fifth pick, Gabe has the fourth, I have the third, Darren has the second, and Nate has the first. And given that it's an odd number of rounds, we'll balance it out. Mark gets to tell Gabe what type of position he must draft in the fifth round, and he gets the first pick. There's a limited number of little magnets. So, Mark, how would you like to handicap Gabe? What position does he have to pick in the fifth round?
Good question. I would say a beater. You would draft a beater in the fifth round.
Okay, Gabe, how would you like to handicap me in the fifth round?
I'll go beater as well.
Okay. Darren, I'm gonna give you keeper.
Oh no!
There's only one keeper magnet, unfortunately, and I figured might as well use it. So there you go. Darren,
Yeah,
how would you
I was
like?
gonna get.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I was gonna get the keeper. That's fine. No, that's okay.
How are you gonna punish Nate?
You're lucky, Nate.
Yeah.
I'll give you a beater as well.
Okay. And
If I can.
Nate,
Yeah, okay.
what would you like to give to Mark?
Let's see. I'll go beater.
Beater. Okay. So everyone has to pick a beater in the fifth round except for Darren, who must pick his keeper in the fifth round.
Are we doing?
So here is the current thing. That is the keeper magnet. Everything else is a beater. I will display this for our sakes, so we know what kind of who's been picked and whatnot. But Nate, you have the first pick, and you have $21 to spend. Make your first pick.
Oh, 21?
You have $21, but you must also pick a seeker.
Okay, there's secrets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I okay.
Okay, so with the number one overall draft pick, I pick Guelph Chaser Jeremy Burrows.
Jeremy Burrows Volca,
Good pick. Solid pick.
$5, and that as a chaser, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Chaser.
Okay, Darren, you have the next pick.
All right. So with the second pick of the draft, the Toronto Maple Jays will select the biggest steal, Heather Nakanishi. I keep messing it up. She's on my team, and I keep messing it up. Amazing beater, huge IQ, solid hitter.
I
For
think
$2,
I think
huge
everyone
deal.
we've had has said, like, I will take Heather, and that is a steal. And one day we will have to reorganize the money board. Today is not that day.
I am taking Heather.
Okay. For myself, I am going to go with my best bro and Bash brother, Zach McDonald, as a beater.
Good pick.
Good pick.
All right. Does that mean then?
Gabe, you are next.
All right. Okay. So with the fourth pick of the CQQC money game, the World Junior Canadians select. I'm gonna go John Nicholson, chaser, for $3.
Ooh,
Nicholson.
solid.
Solid one.
Chaser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Okay. Mark, you are up, and then you will get a second pick right after that.
Okay, so with the fifth pick in this draft, the Montreal Expos select keeper Norbert Buigno from McGill.
Oh, okay.
One sec.
Wait, who was that?
Norbert.
Yeah.
And with the sixth pick
Good pick. Good
in the
pick.
draft, the Montreal Expos select Lydia Reed from McQueen's.
Oh, that's also a solid pick.
How
Those
dare
are two
you?
good picks. I
Yeah.
think I haven't from watching the episodes of the past podcast. I haven't seen a lot of people picking Norbert, but I think he's a very underrated.
One did.
No, there was
One did.
That was me.
I think he's a very Except wait, what? Wasn't that for the Brian M though?
Yes, it was.
was
But
forced.
I honestly would pick.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely, Darren. He is a very undervalued pick, and I don't think a lot of people know of him as much in the Quidditch community. But he is absolutely talented and really very, very skilled.
I'm playing against him for 3 years now, so I know.
Really?
He's such an amazing leader for the team as well. Like he makes the entire team better.
Absolutely. Gabe, you are next.
All right, so hang on here. With the second pick, the World Juniors are going to select. Where is he? Oh, they're down here. Ethan Peters.
Ethan.
Good select.
Nice.
Well, let me cross off my board real quick. There goes there goes two of my picks in quick succession.
All of mine are gone, so
Yeah, hey, get used to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the one of the Dank Lank duo, Jonathan Gola.
good selection.
Nice one.
Nice.
Oh, you're going all money on your beaters.
Oh,
Nice.
min-max for Brian.
Yeah.
I get 2 picks, right?
Darren is next, then you get 2.
Okay. Yeah, true. Gotcha. Try again.
Sorry, my mistake.
Pick,
My mistake.
Oh.
I can't do that because I have to pick a beater later. My mistake. I will pick Savannah Campbell.
You can still do that if you want, because as long as your beater is seeker technically, because you don't have seekers on the list, so you could if you wanted to.
No, I'm gonna pick Savannah Campbell as my seeker.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with Shaggy. I'm getting my beaters first. I was recording a video with Shaggy earlier today, and the guy is so intelligent. He on the game and everything in it, on such small things. He truly makes everybody better. And I think he's really good. I want him on my team.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Nate, you are up for 2 picks in a row.
So I'm allowed to pick double beaters if I wanted to, right? Even though I am forced to later on?
You have a beater selection there. If you want to use one of them as a seeker, that's fine. Wait.
Okay. So the Blackhawks are going to pick for their second round pick, Sam McCall, beater from Valhalla. Solid. One of the best beaters, female beaters.
Yeah.
Or actually beaters overall in the league. And then, let's see, I didn't plan too much ahead. But I'm going to go with, Spencer from Valhalla for keeper. For $2, it's a pretty good steal there.
Spencer?
Yep. Those are my 2 picks.
Who's checking? Sam is 4. Okay. Darren, you are up once again.
Alrighty. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with Brooke Walker. I'm gonna go with Brooke.
Oh,
yeah,
you bugger.
yeah, I know. I'm not sure if it's her brother or a family member, but her and another guy who plays, and another Walker who plays for Royal City. They are so athletic, both of them.
Tanner.
Yeah, they're like they're both so athletic in the right position at the right time. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I stole that from you, Brian. No regrets.
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick some value here. I'm gonna go with Emma Starrett. She is a rookie for Guelph for $1. She is going to be a star one day in this league. Absolute like killer instinct, killer shot, everything on the board. And I need some good value with one expensive boy for now. Gabe, you are up.
All right. With the third pick, the juniors are gonna select. I'm gonna go Devin Dutt, beater.
Oh,
Damn. Oh wait, no, I got up
Actually,
both
no,
my
I-
beaters. Never mind.
Whoa. Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that actually. No, I lied. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go with Zoe Masaleno.
Oh, come on! Come on, dude!
Man, I love this.
what position is she playing?
Chaser.
Chaser. Okay.
Solid.
It's a value pick there.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, I have 2 picks.
Yep.
So, if I'm not mistaken, okay, no. Oh man, you are pretty much best. Oh no, you are not besting. You are not besting it because I have my backup plans. My backup plan to still get my pretty much top team. So I will go with my third pick. I will go with McGill again. With sorry if I butcher your name, Liesl van Wyk, chaser
yes.
from McGill.
Yeah.
Great pick.
That's another player that I played against, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3.
Where is she in the value pool?
Two.
She's $2.
Yes, she's great
What's her name?
pick.
I can't even see it.
Sorry. Mark, you are back on the clock.
Yeah. Just
That has no limit.
And now I am taking a huge gamble by not yet picking a beater because I know I have to go on. So I will take my seeker in the name of Michael Gomes.
Oh,
That's a good pick.
Oh.
You sneaky guy.
Who's your seeker? You said?
A seeker, yeah.
And that's $2 too. Darn.
Solid.
Good job. Gabe, you're back on the clock.
Okay, with the fourth pick in the draft, I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna go with Alex Crawley, keeper.
Damn it!
$2.
Damn it! Damn it all! I was gonna take him and put him at chaser, but
Are we allowed to do that? Are we?
yeah, sure. Bend the rules. It's fine. I'm going to select because that option's gone. I'm gonna go with Alex Pham.
Okay.
$2 as a chaser. Great young rookie.
That's good. Oh yeah. Putting up good numbers.
Darren,
Oh, is it me next?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the fourth round pick, the Toronto Maple Jays select as their seeker my friend and past teacher, Mr. Caldas.
Mr. Caldas on the board.
Mr. Caldas is my seeker on the board.
Love it.
What was one of my beers?
Okay, Nate, you are on.
2 picks. Okay, I'm not sure this person has been picked yet, but I don't believe so. According to my list. So for my fourth overall pick or fourth round pick,
Fourth round pick.
I'm going to select Alex Sugar as a beater.
Solid.
$3. Can't go wrong.
Sugar. And you said beater?
Yeah.
Okay. Nate, you are back on the board. You must pick a beater. But I'm just going to move Sugar down as your 5th round pick. Therefore, you are fine. Okay.
So I can pick anyone else. It doesn't have to be a beater.
Yeah, you're fine. These are back to back. That's
Oh yeah, makes sense. True. So for my next pick, I'm going to take the absolute steal of Chaser / Seeker. He's going to be my Seeker. David Kazam from Waterloo.
great steal.
Damn. That's a really good.
Color, you can't go wrong. So
The Magic Man himself.
Wait, are you picking a beater?
no, because Sugar's my 5th pick. I just picked him.
Yeah, I just reversed the order.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Since I'm going twice in a row.
Okay, Darren, pick your keeper.
Wait, pick my keeper now?
Yep.
Oh, I still don't have 2 chasers.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, this is right now. Oh, wait.
Yeah, man.
This is the trap round.
This is the 5th round.
Oh yeah. This is the. I thought it was the last round,
No.
but it's the 5th round, right? Yeah.
No, quick maths, man. Quick maths.
Okay, sweet, awesome. I'm gonna spend my money, because I've been getting all my value picks, and I'm gonna spend it on Andrew Custers from
Oh,
I
Valhalla.
was waiting for that one.
Spending the big
Andrew, my gosh, Andrew Custers. I was watching the Eastern Team Canada from last summer, and whenever he steps on the pitch, something happens, either defensively or offensively. He's just phenomenal. So I'm spending my money on Custers.
good pick. Myself, I'm going to go with once again the lanky boy John Gola at $4. Dave, you were up.
I'm gonna go over a value pick. I think I actually kind of want to see this in, like, I think it would work out really well. I'm gonna go beater Brittany Gahan. I don't know if that's her
Kane,
last
I
name.
believe.
Kane. $1 beater. I think her with Ethan would be a sick matchup. So that's my beater there.
Very nice. And Mark, you are picking a beater.
I am picking a beer. I'm just counting. Just to be sure.
You're at $10.
Yeah.
You have plenty of money.
Yeah, but I have 2 players, but I have 1 to take. I'm just going if I go up 1 more. No, I'm staying with my pick, and as a beater, I am taking my boy, Félix Tremblay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. He caused us troubles.
that
Team
boy.
Ghana himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since I'm picking again, I'm just trying to ponder what I'm going with. You know what? Just going. Oh man, all that stuff. So I have seven bucks left to spend, and I have still need one beater
So you need one beater and
one chaser.
one chaser.
And
And you have $21, I believe. No, sorry, you have $7 remaining.
I have $7. Yes, that's yeah, still. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to get beat on beater. I'm gonna get rough.
Oh,
Oh,
dear God.
He's spending that money. Here we go.
Ooh. Cha-ching.
Worth every penny.
Absolute 7. 17. Okay. Gabe, you are up. You are currently only at $13, so you have $8 to spend.
okay. I'm gonna go with my boy Michael Beta for $3,
Okay.
and he's gonna be chaser.
Yeah.
Use 3, you said?
Yeah, he's $3.
Players, yeah.
Okay.
And I saved the best for last.
Oh.
Hey.
Myself, I am a. Oh my God, I gotta look at. You guys kept picking all my picks. I don't know what to do.
It's up to date.
I am a chaser and a keeper. I have $6 to spend. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a tonic crow.
Ooh. Good.
Ooh.
Good pick.
Twinkle toes.
Twinkle toes. At keeper. Darren, you are up.
Hey Brian, can I see the
Yep.
Can I see the board? Oh boy. I don't think he's been taken yet. I don't believe so. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Cameron Powers. Has that been taken yet?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. I didn't see it. He's got quick feet, quick hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super good.
Well, so basically, Darren, you are screwing me now because of you. By taking Christos, I had to change my draft plans, and now you are taking the one guy I wanted to pick with my last pick.
Yes. I'm just here to mess up people's plans
So
Yeah.
Nate, you
and
have
draft the best team.
your 6th and 7th round pick. You are currently at $16, so you have $5 to spend.
$16. That was at $15, no?
Jeremy 5, Sam 4, so 9. Spencer makes it 11. David makes it. How much is sugar? Sugar's
$3.
sorry. Yes, you were right.
Thank you. Just making sure.
Yeah, take that down.
So I'm not sure if she's been selected yet, but for our 6th round pick, I'm going to select chaser Haley App.
Ooh.
No, she is
Ooh,
not.
nice one.
Let's give it a
Nice
heart
one.
attack. Ooh. Let's give it a heart attack.
Let's see. So for my final pick of this fantasy draft, I need to pick another chaser. I'm going to select fellow teammate from the Mississauga Manatees, Connor.
Yeah,
Bucks, can't go wrong, and that fills out my $21.
very nice. Nate is at $21. 1, 2. Yeah, I think you are good.
Yeah, I got my roster.
Yes, you do. Darren, you are up.
This has gotten really hard. there are so many players, but at the end, it's so hard because you're like, okay, I think I have $3 left. He's gone. He's gone. I think. One second. Can I see the
Yep.
team again? Like the teams stuff.
Oh, this is so hard.
I think for my last pick, I'm gonna pick Liam Catton from keeper, and then I'm gonna put him as a chaser
Okay.
for that for the goal for the goal making
The score.
that he can possess. The scoring that he can that he has. The score power. I don't know how to words. I'm caught for words.
Yep, you are good.
Boom.
All right, so me now.
Yes.
Best team.
All right, so the last pick. This is like if this was actual draft and like she slipped this far, it'd be great. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
sorry,
splash
you're-
my $5.
Yeah, it's my pick.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
no.
gone now. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I could have let you go on another 2 seconds. I have $1 to spend though, so like, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm with it. I am going to go. Which check 5, 10, 14, 16, 19, 20. Yeah, I have $1 to spend. I'm going to go with Tegan Miller Gauthier from the West. Give some Western love. Very solid chaser. I think leading non-male scorer out West. So, that's my pick.
Very nice.
Gabe, go
All
ahead.
right. Okay. So the last pick, 7th pick, the World Juniors are going to select with the $5. With the experience she has, it's an absolute steal. Karen Douglas, she'll be my seeker
Yeah.
for $5.
Yep.
Nice.
Worth the price.
Okay,
Like
so
that.
I have so many possibilities for my last pick. Because I'm pretty much waiting between if I'm going really big or because either way I think I'm gonna move somebody from. It's either keeper from keeper to chaser or either beater to chaser.
Damn.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the physique and impact. With my last pick, I decide to move Norbert from keeper to chaser, and as keeper, I'm taking Wes.
Yes.
Legend.
The
The
legend.
juggernaut.
The Wes Mackey?
The Wes
The
Mackey.
one and only.
The
Wes.
one and only Wes Mackey.
Yes.
Very nice.
My other option was to move Felix to chaser, and taking Nathan Ross.
Very good pick.
Mm.
Very good pick.
But
Well,
I'm staying with Wes.
I think when we post this, which might be, I don't know, we'll see when this gets put up. But I want to post a poll with these teams with the draft order, and we'll have like a voting system on like the surprise face, the heart. Everyone gets a different thing, and let's see what everyone votes as the best draft team of
No.
the end of April.
Oh.
But
I win that. No.
absolutely love this.
I'm pretty happy with my team.
This is pretty darn good.
I'm happy with mine too. Yeah.
Got some size, got some speed, you know.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like I got a good mix.
mean, I love a lot of strong players on my side.
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. I
Okay.
think so with that, we'll wrap it up then. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully, the viewers got something out of the podcast in terms of what we were talking about earlier with the university executive thing, and had a little bit of fun kind of following along with the game and maybe doing it on their own. But I just want to thank you guys so much for coming on. Like I said, got some notes down here. We'll kind of create a document and send it to you guys and share with some of the Quidditch exec as well to see if they can kind of do anything with it. But I think there's definitely a lot to take away from the podcast. We just want to thank you guys so much for coming on.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too.
Awesome. So with that, we'll wrap up. This is episode 4 of, like I said, of our series, the University Quidditch Exec. We will be back with the Western version of it. So we have 2 episodes coming there. So we'll get to interview some of the Western teams, and that will be to come. And we just want to quickly plug our socials. So our Instagram is CQQC_podcast. So that's where we have all our up-to-date in terms of when we're posting the episodes on YouTube. So go ahead and follow along there if you aren't already. And with that, we'll wrap it up. Thanks guys again so much, and we'll see everyone in the next episode.